What's happening, gang? It's your boy Retro back again with another reaction video. Yeah. Today we got another huge update. We now have ABC journalist reporter Rachel Scott potentially out of a job after this interview with Donald Trump. Guys, things went completely left from the first question. I'm excited to get into it, guys. This transpired at the NABJ conference in Chicago. I'm excited to get into this, see exactly how the interview went left so quickly. So we're gonna get straight into it. I'll save my thoughts for the back end, guys. We're gonna get straight into it. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let's get into it, y'all.
We do not want to waste any time, so let's bring out the former president of the United States, the Republican nominee for president, former President Donald Trump. Mr. President, we so appreciate you giving us an hour of your time. I want to start by addressing the elephant in the room, sir. A lot of people did not think it was appropriate for you to be here today. You have pushed false claims about some of your rivals, from Nikki Haley to former President Barack Obama, saying that they were not born in the United States, which is not true. You have told 4 congresswomen of color who were American citizens to go back to where they came from. You have used words like animal and rabbit to describe black district attorneys. You've attacked black journalists, calling them a loser, saying the questions that they ask are, quote, stupid and racist. You've had dinner with a white supremacist at your Mar-a-Lago resort. So my question, sir, now that you are asking black supporters to vote for you, why should black voters trust you after you have used language like that?
Well, first of all, I don't think I've ever been asked a question in such a horrible manner. First question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network. And I think it's disgraceful that I came here in good spirit. I love the black population of this country. I've done so much for the black population of this country. Including employment, including opportunity zones with Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina, which is one of the greatest programs ever for black workers and black entrepreneurs. I've done so much, and and I say this, historically black colleges and universities were out of money. They were stone cold broke, and I saved them, and I gave them long-term financing, and nobody else was doing it. I think it's a very rude introduction. I don't know exactly why you would do something like that. And let me go a step further. I was invited here, and I was told my opponent, whether it was Biden or Kamala, I was told my opponent was going to be here. It turned out my opponent isn't here. You invited me under false pretense. And then you said, you can't do it with Zoom. Well, where's Zoom? She's going to do it with Zoom, and she's not coming. And then you were half an hour late. Just so we understand, I have too much respect for you to be late. They couldn't get their equipment working or something was wrong.
Mr. President, I would love if you can answer the question on your rhetoric and why you believe that black voters should trust you with another 4 years.
I have been the best president for the black population since Abraham Lincoln. That's my answer.
Better than President Johnson, who signed the Voting Rights Act?
And for you to start off a question and answer period, especially when you're 35 minutes late because you couldn't get your equipment to work, in such a hostile manner, I think it's a disgrace.
Let me just ask a follow-up, sir, and then we'll move on to other questions here. Some of your own supporters, including Republicans on Capitol Hill, have labeled Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the first black and Asian American woman to serve as vice president and be on a major party ticket, as a DEI hire. Is that acceptable language to you? And will you tell those Republicans and those supporters to stop it?
How do you define DEI? Go ahead. How do you define
diversity, equity, and inclusion?
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Is that what your definition?
That is
give me a definition then. Would you give me a definition
DEI.
of that? Give me a definition.
Sir, I'm asking you a question,
a
very direct question.
Define it for me, if you would.
I just defined it, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she is a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much, and she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She is always identified as a black woman. She went to a historically black college.
I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't, because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that she is...
I think somebody should look into that, too, when you ask, continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
It's a direct question, sir. Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is a DEI hire, as some Republicans
really don't
have said?
know. I mean, I really don't know. Could be. There are some, and there are plenty. I know this lady right over there, Harris, is a fantastic person who just interviewed me at length, and we had a great interview, I think, and I heard you got very good ratings on that
Well,
interview.
you told me it was the longest one of your life, so we had a good discussion.
Oh my goodness, guys. Talk about a career ender, guys. ABC's Rachel Scott seems like she just sent her career down the drain on this one. I mean, you don't start off an interview with that hostile, that direct of a question. I mean, you at least, warm them up, butter them up a little bit. You can't go straight in for the kill. That just shows she's got this personal vendetta, that Trump derangement syndrome. You can feel it, that tension. There is nothing that Donald Trump could have said right there to change her mind, change the way that she feels about this man. She said it herself, in that first question, how she truly believes this man is, or how she feels. She's already got that picture painted in her head. There's no changing it, guys. This is permanent, set in stone. And we can see that Rachel Scott should do no more interviews with, opposing political opponents or, people on the other side of the aisle, because it just seems like she can only interview people that she can relate with. I mean, at the bare minimum, she should have been able to at least let Donald Trump answer the questions that she's posing to him. It seemed like every single time Donald Trump started heating her up, guys, holding her feet to the fire on, the accountability side of being a journalist, being a reporter. That's just not how you do business. Do your job. I mean, there is a way to get answers. There's a way to get to the bottom of everything, but just to flat out attack a person's character, on stage in front of all these people, in front of all the cameras, and not even really pose. I don't even think a question was really posed until the end of that first statement that she made, where she was going on that rant, that was trashing Donald Trump's name. This right here definitely got underneath my skin. This is another one of those ABC fake news agendas, guys. They're going to plant their seed wherever they go. Shown right here, the journalists are sent on a mission every single time they get in front of that camera. They try to push that narrative to say that Donald Trump wants to end democracy. He loves white supremacy, white supremacists, and it's just not the case, guys. It's all baseless claims. There's no facts behind this. It just seems like they conjure this stuff up in back rooms, and then they install it into all their journalists, all their reporters, to repeat these talking points. Donald Trump's like, I've heard enough of this. And Donald Trump was like, frankly, you don't have any room to be coming at me as hostile, as hot as you are right now, when you guys were 35 minutes late to this interview. I was sitting here waiting this entire time. This is a terrible way to start off an interview. It seemed like from go, the thing was over. Then she got to that second question where she's trying to paint another one of those victim-like pictures for the Dems, saying that, hey, you and your party, all the fellow Republicans, your constituents are attacking, verbally going after Ms. Kamala Harris, saying that she could be a DEI hire. I mean, calling it how it is. It's not an attack. It's not an attack if it's true. I mean, they're frankly just putting out what's going on. Like, how did she get to where she is? And when you look back, what has she truly done over the course of these last 4 years? Definitely does seem like a bit of a DEI, especially with remarks from Joe Biden saying he will only employ, or he will only get a VP that's a woman, and then going further on that statement and saying that he would only pick a VP that was a black woman. It just seems like, and it's pointing straight towards all the signs, the bells, the whistles are lighting up to say that this is a DEI hire. All of America can see what this is gearing up to be. Kamala Harris is taking a spot, Joe Biden, as the next puppet in the seat as president. And that's what we're not going to stand for again. We need someone who's actually going to be doing something. They know the capacity of their job. They know what they have to do in order to, better America. Kamala Harris has no clue. We've seen that from her rally where she's got Meg Thee Stallion, she's got Quavo up there rap, and she's got Twerk. Like, it's just it's too far gone, guys. I don't see anyone being able to even get behind that. Even those voter groups that have been said to have been swarming around the Harris campaign are just dropping. They're fading away. They can see what she truly stands for, and it's a bunch of nothing. I mean, just look at her speeches when she doesn't have a teleprompter to rely on. Word salad, a bunch of nothing burgers, guys. I'm gonna leave it there. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Does Rachel Scott have a job at ABC as a reporter after this interview? Sit down with Donald Trump, guys. Definitely hop in the comment section and let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you guys hit that share button. Share this out to as many Facebook friends as possible. Guys, share the truth. Also, make sure you guys hit that like button. Doesn't cost you one thing. You guys hit that like button for your boy, and also hit that subscribe button. That's we're on the road to the truth. Hop aboard for the journey. I'll catch you guys on the next week.